got 15,000 Thai students now in Australia, right this moment, giving millions of dollars of investment here and jobs in Australia. So what happens is investment in these countries gravitate to what you're good at. Thailand is much better at, well, we can make the cars, but not cheaply enough.
No, they
Thailand
pay them
can
nothing.
make them cheaper.
They pay their workers nothing. They pay their workers nothing, like China. We can't compete with China.
China used to pay a lot of workers very little. Now you go, I don't know how recently you've been up there, Alan, but you go to many provinces now in China, and a lot of the manufacturing is now moving to Vietnam or Bangladesh or other countries in the region, because the wages now in China, they're getting up at levels about a quarter of ours at the moment, but higher and higher in other parts. So
Andrew, we're getting away from the point. Why? You're arguing from a position, I hope, of being informed. I'm not allowed to see this trade, this TPP thing. The cabinet, your cabinet haven't. You know, you always tell me we're thinking of signing a document before...
For cabinet, I didn't get a chance to do anything in this negotiation with other countries until I had established in cabinet and got approval from each of the ministers and the full cabinet and all of their advisors about the mandate that I had. In other words, I've been given a set of tram tracks. I can't go outside of those tram tracks.
Yeah, but I mean, they haven't
know everything that I'm doing.
No, they haven't. Why can't we? Hang on. Andrew, with respect, we are the masters here.
Yes.
You people are the servants. Why can't we see the document before it's signed?
Because the reason that you do get to see it before it enters into force. The signing is just when none of the countries will back off before this is the final deal that's been agreed. But it doesn't take effect until it goes to our... we've got two major committees of inquiry in our parliament. They take public submissions, they have public hearings. It'll go on for months. In fact, the free trade agreement we signed yesterday with China, it'll go to the Treaties Committee. They'll have hearings. It goes to a Senate committee inquiry. It has hearings. It has to then be passed by the people that you and everyone else elected to represent you, to say that this is in the national interest. There is ample opportunity that the agreement only reflects what the instructions that I received from Cabinet, the mandate I received.
Well, I wish Cabinet, whoever the hell they are, would tell us a little, because we know nothing. Let me take one thing, because we could be here for 5 hours. On the pharmaceutical, and you don't want to be, on the pharmaceutical issue, and this is a big issue, I'm talking to people out there who are sick. The pharmaceutical industry, I understand, as part of this TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership, the pharmaceutical industry will get a 12-year monopoly after a new treatment is released. So that is, during that time, companies will be able to charge whatever the market will bear. They have a monopoly for 12 years. That's 7 years longer than the current data protection period in Australia, after which competitors can develop and sell cheaper generic alternatives. So for someone suffering a serious illness who needs affordable medicine, there's another 7 years. There could be a life and death difference. No one can enter the market. So life-saving drugs, they could be subsidised by the Australian government's PBS, or the PBS could say, well, listen, they're too expensive. We're not subsidising them. So there's a monopoly protection for the pharmaceutical industry of 12 years, for God's sake.
Well, you've made a very impassioned plea, which I'm also sympathetic to, Alan, and what you've just advocated is the US position, 12 years, right?
Yeah,
we've got 5 years in Australia legally now.
Yeah,
right?
7 years longer.
Yes, that's right. But you're sort of making out it's fact. I'm not. You know, this is the part of a negotiation. I have said publicly that we will not do anything which will undermine the PBS. Right now, that means, and my view is, and I agree with you, the 12 years would. I've got no intention of ever agreeing to the 12 years.
Okay,
no intention.
We're running out of time. Let me take another one then. Because the United States, I read, look, I've only got hearsay, but I do read that the United States is refusing to slash its agriculture tariffs and its import quotas. That is, quotas on how much they will receive from us by way of agricultural products. How could you negotiate a free trade agreement, including the United States, with no agreement from the United States to open up its markets to our agricultural products?
Well, I couldn't.
So you might be signing this thing?
No. I'm saying that we are negotiating with not only the US, but 11 other countries and 10 other countries, right?
Yeah, but you're happy to have to sign.
Yeah. But this is the nature of a negotiation.
But we've just got two major stumbling blocks.
No, but the US puts a position out there. But everyone has positions. Now, if we all put them on the table and you know, the US have not established what their position is on all of these, on agriculture. That's just WikiLeaks, you know. You want to be careful. I know you're reading, but you want to be careful what you read sometimes, Alan. WikiLeaks is a bunch of lefties who are out there trying to stop trade. They don't believe in trade, they don't believe in trade. They want the world not to get any bigger, and they don't want people to be any better off in life.
I didn't think that they would come on Andrew Roberts and tell me I'm a lefty. Look, you're lucky, and I suppose we're all lucky. The fella's gone. It's good to talk to you. More importantly, your health is important, so I hope that improves, and we must talk again.
I'm happy any time, Alan.
All right, Andrew. Good to talk to you, Andrew Robb. It's 7:30. 4BC News.
It's 7:30. Good morning. I'm Brian Loeb. The Victorian Premier has described State of Origin crowd members who shouted and jeered during a minute's silence as idiots. A record crowd of 91,000 plus watched New South Wales beat Queensland at the MCG last night. Some screamed out during a pause to honour late athlete Ron Clark, who died yesterday. Daniel Andrews has told Channel 9 it was really out of order.
Completely disrespectful idiots who don't do our city, our state, or indeed our nation any credit at all. Ron Clark was a great Australian, a great Victorian. The vast majority of those 91,500 people were there respectfully paying tribute to a life well lived.
More on the game itself coming up later in sport. Gold Coast police are hunting for a suspected New South Wales supporter after a service station was held up at Knife Point. Understood the man wearing a blue State of Origin cap walked into the Labrador business just around 2:30 this morning, threatened an attendant. The employee was locked in the back room while the man grabbed money from the register and then took off. The fog, which is covering the state's southeast, is expected to create major hassles for transport.